Hello and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Tyler, how early did you put up your lights this year?
Oh boy. I don't know if I want to say this. We had somebody else put up our lights in our house.
Like you hired like a Boy Scout or like
no,
you got a legit company.
It's a 2-story house and the peaks go way up and like I'm just terrified of falling off the roof. You know? So like I'm all about convenience, I guess. Man, I feel like people are going to hate on me for that.
Was this like pre-Thanksgiving?
Oh yeah.
Really?
For sure. Dude, I've been drinking eggnog since Halloween. Like they disguise eggnog now. They disguise eggnog by just saying it's pumpkin eggnog, so you have no like you're like, "Oh yeah, I can have it. It's Halloween. I can have pumpkin eggnog."
Eggnog is pumpkin milk.
No, it's not.
Like, I mean, it's got nutmeg and, you know.
Oh, like, true. Okay. Yeah, it's very like pumpkin pie spices.
Yeah.
So I'm drinking eggnog right now. And my eggnog that I poured said to serve over ice.
What?
So
I don't think I've ever done that.
So I have ice in it, and it just looks like a glass of milk with ice. So every time I look at it, I'm like, I don't really like that.
So let's get back to this light question because you're trying to escape this.
Yeah, I am.
So is this like a rental company? Like, do they get to keep the lights, or do they come hang your lights up?
They brought their own lights.
So like January 1st, they're going to be like, give us our lights back.
They just come and take them down. And so I usually just do like the bottom and don't worry about the peaks on the second story.
Not this year.
This year, it just looks good, right? It looks really good. So,
what about your tree?
What about it? When
did you put that up? That's the real.
Day after Halloween.
Stop. You didn't.
No. It was mid-November. It was before Thanksgiving.
Oh man.
But we didn't really like decorate everything until like that Thanksgiving.
Dude, once the tree's up, it's done. Like that's Christmas.
Yeah.
For me though, I'm trying to think. So I did put up lights on my house a few days before Thanksgiving because it's like I was looking at the weather. I'm old now, I guess. And I'm like, dude, this is the last week where we're going to be in the 40s.
Yeah.
Like if I don't want frozen fingertips, because last year I did it and it was like there was snow outside. And it was the day after Thanksgiving, and I'm like we hang ours on our gutters, so they have these little clips. But dude, gutters with snow on them are so cold. Like they're literally metal, frozen, you know. So I did the lights outside the house pretty early this year, but we put ours up like the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So 2 days later, we put up our inside decorations, our Christmas tree, and all that. So cool. Which is still not December. And I know there's people that are like, you can't do anything till December 1st. I'm more of a can't do anything until the turkey's in the fridge.
The leftovers are put away.
Yeah, then Christmas starts.
But you give me such a hard time for doing early Christmas. But I know, like, I don't want to rat you out, but like 3 weeks ago when we were doing our War of Ages episode, you were drinking out of your Grinch cup.
Dude, this Grinch coffee mug, in fact, I have it right now.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like my year-round coffee mug.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's Grinch, though. He's anti-Christmas.
Okay, have you ever seen the end of the movie?
No,
The bro's heart grows, man. He saves Christmas or restores.
Yeah, that's when the movie gets terrible.
Yeah. Well, dude, I mean, it is awesome. I love this time of the year. It's like I do think it's my favorite time of the year. It's awesome. And I do love doing these episodes, and I'm so excited for what we got today.
Yeah, this time of year is where we usually sit down with fans or patrons, bands, whoever we end up getting to talk to us. And we share our favorite Christmas traditions. We talk about our favorite Christmas songs. But this year, instead of one episode, we are going to release one episode every week until Christmas. And today is our first episode in our new Christmas series. We get to talk with two guys from the band Close Your Eyes.
Yes.
So Tyler, who did we get to talk to?
We got to talk to Shane and Sonny, and they were so funny. So I can't wait for everyone to hear this interview. We're going to jump right in. So I would suggest you grab your iced eggnog and just sit back and relax and enjoy a humorous and fun conversation with the boys from Close Your Eyes.
Hey, what's up? I'm Sonny. I play bass.
And I'm Shane. I'm the lead vocalist. I cry a lot.
Okay.
Well, actually,
That feels like it's not right.
That's probably not right.
Oh.
No,
Okay.
I'm Shane. I cry a lot.
All right. Cool.
I'm Sonny. I play bass.
You know, the funny thing about that is that Sonny is not wrong. I do cry a lot.
I synced it.
I'm in touch with my emotions. Apparently, if you cry a lot, I saw this on Instagram, so it has to be true. If you cry a lot, studies show that means that you're more in touch emotionally with who you are as a person. And I'm going to go with that instead of just being a ninny.
So having kids puts you more in touch.
It does. Yeah, we could probably talk a whole lot about that.
Absolutely, man.
Oh man, I don't want to talk about my kid, man. Come on. I'm here to escape that laugh.
So, funny story. I don't know if it's funny, but a story. Like, so when we first started this podcast, like our third episode ever, right? We didn't even know what we were doing. We did an episode on like the first 2 albums of Close Your Eyes. And then Sonny, you reached out to us like that week and you're like, hey, thanks for talking about the band. And like, if you ever want to talk about it, all this. And Tyler and I are like, oh my gosh, Sonny's messaging us. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? But we had no idea what we were doing. And we had like 5 listeners. And I don't think we ever like went full circle on that and like had an interview. And plus it'd be like dropping an episode right after we released an episode on the same thing. But we're super glad that you finally got on the show and that we're like brave enough and smart enough.
It's only been 3 years, dude.
It only took 3 years. So,
well, you may have amassed more followers now, but after this interview, you're going to go back to 5. So congratulations.
Yeah, I don't even remember. I don't remember reaching out to you guys. I don't remember that at all.
Sweet.
Good.
But you also
we were terrified.
Every morning,
we're like, he's gonna think that we were ghosting him or something.
No, I remember, dude. I remember even texting Shane. I was like, "Yeah, check this out. It's cool." But what I remember the most is you trashing my 3rd record. So that was cool.
No.
So we can dive into that at any time. I'm more than happy. I wrote down a few things to discuss once we get to that topic. But we'll take our time. I got all night. We'll take our time.
Thoughts.
That is so funny. Oh my gosh. And we thought about
get some B-roll of that.
We always say, you know what? You know who's probably never going to listen to this? The band. So whatever we say,
well, it's joke's on you because I'm a freaking loser and I just Google my name and Close Your Eyes all day, every day. So yeah, that's how I found it.
We love you guys. Hey, the 3rd record's good, dude.
Whatever, dude. I remember your last.
Hey, Shane, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the 3rd record?
Yeah, I think that Sam Ryder is a way better singer than I would ever.
Oh
be.
yeah, he's amazing. Yeah,
he is. He is a mix between Fergie and Jesus. And I don't even care if he ever never hears that. I would tell it to his face.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no.
I'll text him. I'll let him know, dude. I'll let him know. Don't worry about it.
Sam's gonna say, "New phone. Who's this?"
Oh, mate, who's this?
Okay. Next question for you guys. Now that we got the 3rd record thing out of the way, what we'll start with Sonny. What got you into heavy music? Like, what was your gateway into heavier music?
Movie soundtracks, man. So like, especially in the 90s, man, soundtracks were it. Like, I remember buying the Scream soundtrack and like listening to like, that alternative music on there. And, I would listen to the radio here and there. I had some friends that were listening to like Green Day or like, early, whatever alternative Goo Goo Dolls, But yeah, like listening to movie soundtracks, I like discovered on I Know What You Did Last Summer soundtrack, there was a song by Korn.
Oh yeah.
And it's still to this day like one of the hardest tracks I've ever heard in my life. And I remember thinking the first time I heard that, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to hell. Like Satan's about to pop up right now. This Jonathan Davis man is taking me down with him. And it was like a guilty pleasure, Like I was like, man, that was way too heavy, but I enjoyed it. And it kind of slowly opened me up to, like punk and hardcore and metal and all that fun stuff. So yeah, movie soundtracks, man.
That's awesome.
American Pie soundtracks, all that stuff. So,
do you know the song? You remember the song, the Korn song?
Yeah, I believe it's called. No, I don't, man. It's on the I Know What You Did Last Summer soundtrack. It's not Blind.
Blind is so sick, though.
Yes, Blind is super sick.
So sick. Like, that gets you hyped, man.
This song gets me more hyped. And dang it. Really
when I was in I think I was like 8th grade, I got the Korn greatest hits, pre Twisted Transistor, whatever that album was. And still this day, man, it goes so hard. I love Korn.
The sound you were looking for, Sonny, is Proud.
Is what?
Proud.
Proud, yes. That's it, dude. Oh my gosh, that song goes hard. Anyway, so that was the first time I ever really listened to that stuff, and it freaked me out.
And you're like, I'm gonna make a pop punk hardcore-ish band called Close Your Eyes that sounds just like a soundtrack.
Korn. Sounds just like
Korn. No, I mean, Close Your Eyes just happened to be the band that got somewhat successful, but I've been in other bands that I was into a metal band that was just awful.
Metal,
but we were way better than Close Your Eyes. I don't understand how it didn't take off.
Well,
that's awesome.
So Sonny's metal band that he was in, I am in the music video for their one song that they put out on the internet.
Okay, we need to know.
The video feat Shane Raymond of Close Your Eyes has Shane Raymond of Close Your Eyes power sliding in front of the lead guitar players, and then doing, how back in the day in concerts, right? You would do the things with your fingers. You're shredding, yeah. And it shows me.
What do you mean back in the day?
Oh, we still do that? Okay, I don't go to shows anymore, so I don't know. And I'm just sitting there doing that with my fingers, oh yeah, shred it, and then I start leaning back, it's just overtaking me. Yeah, that's the best part of the music video.
Yeah, Shane was our biggest fan.
I was. There was another band that Sonny was in that he did a song for that he really wanted to be in Acacia Strain, so he wrote a song that Acacia Strain would have written. And
yes.
At the end of the video, you just hear me go, "Oh my god!"
He was recording, and it was the heaviest thing. I do remember that video.
I was recording it on a Sony Tascam. Not to show you our age or anything.
Oh gosh,
dude, we all have to be similar ages.
How old are you?
Well, I'm 34.
Get out of here. I know you guys are a few years older than us. I'm also 34.
Mm-hmm.
I'm well seasoned.
I'm expired.
When Tyler and I saw you guys in Spokane, you guys we went up to Shane after the show and we're like, "Oh, that was so great! It was so awesome." We were one of 12 people in this tiny bar,
Mm-hmm.
And Shane's like, "Oh, I'm just getting too old for this." And we're like,
I was then. I still am now.
Shane's been saying that since 2008, dude.
On the stage. That's what it was. After every song, thank you. Oh man, just getting too old for this. If he's too old for that, are we too old for being here?
Can I give you some more B segment? Let me tell you about the best shirt that I'll never get to make for Close Your Eyes. So it was gonna be a picture shirt. On the back of it, Lethal Weapon, the movies Danny Glover and
yeah.
I wanted to get the picture of Danny Glover when he's sitting in the bathtub and
no, he's sitting on the toilet.
He's sitting on the toilet and Mel Gibson comes in and sits by him and he's just like, "I'm too old for this shit, Riggs." And I just wanted to say, "I'm too old for this. I'm too old for this shit. Close your eyes." But we never got to make it. And then I told my friend Trent Gibson about it, and they made that shirt for Before There Was Rosslyn and all of their reunions. So now I'll never get to make it again.
No, we'll make it. We rip things off all the time. Remember we used the Zelda Triforce symbol? We didn't ask Nintendo.
Never paying Nintendo nothing.
Nothing, man. We did it. We took it. We sold it.
Kratata.
That was good. So, Shane, what got you into heavy music, man?
I never have been into heavy music. I probably never will be. No, I grew up
Furnace Fest. I know you're into heavy music.
That wasn't me. That was my alter ego, Ricky.
You're just here they were there for Reliant K and
okay.
and Amberlin.
Reliant K was really cool. I knew like 2 of the songs because the only album of theirs that I've ever listened to is 5 years ago. Like that's it, which is great. Yeah. Like I was like, man, okay, they played like a couple songs from that. I was like, yeah, it's awesome. And then Amberlin, I stole the CD from my church. I stole Blueprints from the black market because I was like, man, this is
from
great.
Your church.
Yeah, they had this like a library you could check out CDs from. We had the whole interlink thing where it's like, if you're a fan of this band that's secular, check out this one. It's super good, and they love the Lord. So I stole it because that's how much I loved Amberlin. No, that was a really, really great set. I was really, really happy to see that. That brought back a lot of cool memories. But heavy music. Yeah, so I grew up in a really, really small town. Well, I don't want to say it was small. It's like 150,000 people, but it's kind of insular, about 6 years behind most places. So when I was in high school, Pantera was like really, really big. Doesn't really make any sense because it was like they had already broken up, like Dime and Phil were like, on not speaking terms and all that kind of fun stuff. It's funny that I know all about that because I grew up in a small Texas
because you were into them. Yeah,
man, I was way into them. They were great. I listened to there's like that whole like new metal like phase of life that I got because of like that was all that was being played at the time, like bar metal, and then that turned into getting introduced to like metal in college. So like I didn't like start listening to like metalcore or hardcore until I was in my early 20s. I missed out on a lot. Sonny actually has credit for introducing me to like hardcore. So I wouldn't honestly, like Close Your Eyes wouldn't really even be like the band that it was. Me and Sonny deciding to drive in his navy blue Nissan Xterra to Houston one time from Abilene. So not to toot your own horn, Sonny, and
Yeah, that's cool, Sonny. That's cool.
I just heard that the reason Close Your Eyes, it's Close Your Eyes because of Sonny Vega. So
that's what I heard. That's what I heard too.
No big deal.
Yeah, but it's the truth. Yeah, we started listening to that's the first time I listened to Agnostic Front. It's the first time that I listened to With Honor. It's the first time that I really ever listened like with any ear to like Remembering Never, Bishop. That was a really good road trip. But cool. it turned me on to a lot of great music. So I've been catching up ever since.
Made you want to scream and close your eyes?
That it did. Do
you want to transition to Christmas time?
Yeah, let's do it, dude.
Yeah, in light of the spirit of Christmas.
Look at that thing.
And what are you drinking, Tyler?
This is from Christmas Vacation.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Tyler.
Is that just
can
coffee?
I get you anything? Eggnog? Drive you out in the middle of the desert and leave you for dead?
Oh, he knew it. He knew it right away. Let's go.
Yeah, I heard of it.
Do you think that's a little big for our car, Dad? It's not going in our car. That's going in our living room.
Oh, yeah, it's funny.
We're not paying National Lampoon's a dime.
Not a dime.
Never. Not never.
Hey, it's Kaylee Cuoco for Priceline. Ready to go to your happy place for a happy price? Well, why didn't you say so? Just download the Priceline app right now and save up to 60% on hotels. So whether it's Cousin Kevin's Kazoo Concert in Kansas City, go Kevin, or Becky's Bachelorette Bash in Bermuda, you never have to miss a trip ever again. So download the Priceline app today. Your savings are waiting.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
All right, Gary, let's segue this.
What is your favorite Christmas tradition, either past, present, or future?
It's weird because we're like, we're in that like transition now. So my oldest is 3. I have a 1.5-year-old. So like we're discovering our own new traditions as a family, and kind of making those memories. Giles, my oldest, he's very much now way into Santa Claus. It's funny because he wasn't whenever he like last Christmas, like he didn't really like make sense to him. And then all of a sudden, January 1, 2023, he's like, I want us to always sing Christmas music. I want us to always talk about Santa Claus, and there is nothing else in the world. Like nothing else exists. But yeah, no, I think we're in that like space now where he's cognizant and kind of aware of everything like around like the holiday season, and was super excited to put up Christmas lights. He was like super excited to like hang ornaments on the tree and unwrap them all and put them all up. So like we're discovering our own new traditions. I think something like I kind of hold close to me and what kind of resonates for me now. Speaking of putting ornaments on the tree, like that was one thing that we did as a family that was special to me. Was we every year like we would go get a tree, and my mom has this massive tote container that's specifically for ornaments. It's like divided up in like with these cardboard like divided section pieces to where she puts them all in every year, gets them out every year. Obviously, there's too many ornaments to put on the tree, right? There's like because she's been accumulating ornaments for years and years and years. Apparently, it's a thing like people, buy like your family members will buy ornaments for you every year. I didn't realize that was a tradition until I moved out and I started getting ornaments for Christmas. Like, what is this? Oh,
thank you.
Thank you.
I don't have a tree right now. I'm in college, Mom. What do you want me to do? But yeah, like we did that. Like my mom would like give me and my brother ornaments to hang on the tree, and that was something I always look forward to every year.
That's awesome. Cool. So, Sonny, what about you? Do you have any Christmas traditions that are your favorite from when you were a kid, or what that you do now?
Yeah. So, growing up, it was I grew up in Michigan, and so Christmas was full of blizzards and giant piles of snow, and and our thing was like sledding, right? Like my parents would take my sister and I out to the hills. They were probably like when I was a kid, I thought that it was like Mount Everest, right? But like looking back at it, it was probably wasn't that big. But we would go sledding. We'd like get our cousins, and we'd all meet up. My uncles, we were all a pretty big family, and we would all go sledding, and it was just so much fun because it would turn from sledding to snowball fights, from frosties to like finally somebody actually getting hurt, and then we're like, whatever.
Time to call.
The tradition is somebody getting hurt is essentially it.
Not Christmas till there's blood.
Yeah. I mean, somebody has to get hurt for it to stop, or else we'll just keep going. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. But after I moved to Texas, it's not really like that here. It's hit or miss. Sometimes it'll snow where I live in Texas, and sometimes it won't snow until like late January, February. So it's hit or miss. So I don't really get to do that with my daughter. What we do now is, and kind of going with like what Shane said about the ornaments, is like every year we go pick out an ornament each. So one for my wife, one for my daughter, one for me. And we'll go to, Target or whatever the mood, whatever. And I try to get the most like ridiculous ornament I can find, I once found an ornament of like a half unicorn, half mermaid wearing a Christmas hat. It was awesome. And, I was just like, is this legal? Like, this is a Target? Like, okay. But whatever, I bought it, and it's on my tree right now.
Dude, that's sick.
And my daughter, for a while there, she was buying like, Disney Christmas ornaments, Frozen, yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm. All those Hallmark ones.
Yeah, pretty much. The really expensive ones that'll just break before next year.
Yeah.
Great. But yeah, so we've kind of done this thing where like it's like a whole deal. We go get hot chocolate. We drive around, look at Christmas lights, and then we end up either at Walmart, Target, or what have you, and go pick out Christmas ornaments. And it's just, I don't know. It's something I look forward to every year. And it's such a minor thing that like, for my daughter, she probably like, it's just like, okay, cool. Let's just go get hot chocolate and, a friggin' Christmas ornament or whatever. But it's something that like, I think about like when I was a kid, my parents doing whatever they did with us, like it meant so much to them, and I didn't even realize it. Like as a kid, I was just like, yeah, whatever, cool. I guess let's go get some hot chocolate and look at a tree or something. But it's something that like I personally look forward to. Like I get very excited. I'm like, let's get in the car, let's go look at Christmas lights, let's get hot chocolate, and then go buy ornaments. So it's kind of become a thing within the last. I would say we started doing it when she was like 2 or 3. So yeah, we've been doing it every year ever since.
So like in 15 years, we'll have so many ornaments.
Oh, dude,
to get 2 trees.
Yeah, like so I have what my daughter calls the raccoons tree. So I have a tree that I put on my front porch, and it has like the base spins, so the tree automatically spins, and it's about 5 foot tall, and it has like lights already in it and everything, like built in. Yeah. So I plug it in on the front porch, and like sometimes we'll just put like pieces of ham out there or whatever.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah, and yes, I mean. We just call it the tree for the raccoons. When we go in the morning, the ham's gone or whatever's gone.
It's like a raccoon wrapped around the tree.
Yeah. we have a Christmas tree for the raccoons.
That neighbor cats too, and
amazing. Yeah, no, there for sure is something like and as becoming a parent, like you're trying to have those traditions to like, and you see your kids do it. Christmas morning, seeing your kids, you can understand how your parents felt. Like. Trying to do all those things, and man, there's nothing better. So it's cool that both your traditions like obviously include your kids. I think that's just awesome.
For sure. For sure. I think Sonny and I would probably both agree to this. Parents are all just winging it. As far as trying to figure out like what's right and what's wrong. But like when it comes down to like holiday season, I mean, all of that kind of pushed aside. You just kind of take that step back and just kind of watch the glow kick in.
Yeah. So the thing about snow in Texas, I know it snows in Texas
it's
because
not snow. It's frozen rain.
There is a music video from Close Your Eyes where it's snowing.
The snowstorm.
Yeah. And I believed wherever you guys were living, I was like, dang, dude, Texas goes down, man. They must go sledding all the time.
Because they can't go anywhere else. It had to be in Texas.
We paid $10,000 for that snow.
Yeah.
Actually, we didn't. Victory Records did. It was
really?
real.
It's fake snow?
No, it's real snow. The music video cost $10,000.
Tony made a deal with Mother Nature and brought the snow to Abilene for us. Shout out Tony Brummel. TB.
Hey, there you go.
Tony.
Sweet. So you guys, I don't know if we're going to have a little bit of issue here. You're supposed to pick a song, a Christmas song.
First off, we did
and kind of talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think Sonny said he gets to go first.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. My reason will be better anyway. So it's
all right. Sonny, let's hear the song that you brought for us today.
I forgot what it was.
No, he didn't.
It's called Christmas Time Is Here. It's the Christmas music that you hear from like the Charlie Brown Christmas, I guess special, I guess it was called, not necessarily a movie, but was it short to be like an episode?
From like 60 years ago.
Yes, forever ago. But if you've ever listened to like, or watched Charlie Brown, like all their music is just like awesome, mellow, soft jazz.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge fan of that stuff. And that's like 50% of the reason why I watched Peanuts, like just because the soundtrack, the music that's in the background, it's just so, I've always enjoyed it. And I remember watching that special when I was a kid. We'd watch it every year, on Christmas. That song, like every time I hear it, it just brings back so many good memories, man. Like for me being a kid, hanging out with my sister, hanging out with my family, your cousins coming over for the holidays. And it's like, that montage that everybody plays in their head, right? It's like the perfect Christmas where everybody's like, oh, hey, cousins so-and-so. And like, there's this beautiful Christmas melody in the background and everybody. It's like a friggin' Folgers coffee commercial. You know what I mean?
Like a Hallmark movie trailer.
Yeah, yeah, it's like that. Well, that's the song that plays in my head when I imagine that scenario. And like, I can listen to it. I'm not gonna lie. When that comes out on my shuffle in July, I don't change it. I just play it. Let it go through.
Yes.
I love it, man. So I've always loved that song. It's probably that is my favorite Christmas song of all time, next to Last Christmas by Wham.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
That is a great one, dude. That is a great one.
All right, Shane. So you're supposed to pick a song also, and share which Christmas song is your favorite and why.
Top that.
Well, so mine's it's twofold. So,
Okay.
I also chose Christmas Time from the Charlie Brown Christmas special.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, never heard of it either. But also with that, the soundtrack to the claymation Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh yeah.
Right. So, and it kind of along the same lines as Sonny. You know, you have as a kid, right? I remember growing up, like every Christmas, you sit down on TV and those specials are playing. Like I remember watching that, the Rudolph Red-Nosed Reindeer. I remember watching the Garfield Christmas special, that was
Frosty?
followed up by, Frosty the Snowman, the California Raisins Christmas Spectacular.
Oh yeah! Oh
yeah,
my
dude.
gosh!
And then obviously Charlie Brown Christmas, and I was really really nervous, like showing my oldest those shows, because I figured he'd be like, oh, they're too grainy, they're just weird, like they don't like,
You're
it doesn't translate.
Please like it.
Yes, it was very much that, like lighting candles. I mean, I would sell my soul just to make sure that my son will watch these movies and enjoy them. But I didn't have to do that. He watched Charlie Brown Christmas special like beginning to end the very first time. He just sat and was just completely engrossed to the point to where, like, now whenever Christmas Time Is Here plays on like our Alexa during the witching hour every day between 5 and 7 p.m. he just dances around to it and he has the best time. He loves it.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, and even my 1-year-old like dances around to Christmas music now, which is great. But like I remember the first time I heard like Silver and Gold from like Rudolph, or like We Three Kings from the California Raisins special. Like whenever the California Raisins like turn it into like an R&B jam, in the chorus, it like those songs like just stick with me, and are core memories in my brain. Giles,
cool.
my oldest, will like repeatedly ask to watch Rudolph until it gets to the snowstorm with like the abominable snowman, and then he gets scared. He's like, I don't watch this no more, man. Like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Turn this off.
My son was into those classic stuff for a while, but he's 6 now, and like he's just like that. You know, they're too short. He wants something longer. He likes to watch like the Grinch, like the Jim Carrey Grinch, and even the newer one, Benedict Cumberbatch Grinch. Those are like his main Christmas movies.
Cool.
I think Banana Kumquat is such a great actor.
That's how you say it.
Yes.
Oh, we've
That's
been
how
saying
you
it
say it.
wrong this whole time.
Yeah, Benadryl Cumberbund.
So how about in closing, I know that the band is like not really a band, even though I did see you live 2 years ago at Furnace Fest. But do you guys have anything coming up for the band? Any way that the listeners can support you guys or the band? Like, do you have any projects, podcasts, whatever that you want people to know about?
Just send us money.
Okay, what's your Venmo?
I'll email it to you guys so you can post it in your episode description.
We will. We're going to. So we expect it.
Send us just money.
For
and if
only
you want
30 cents a day, you can help Sonny run a podcast.
We're only going to do that if you legit can put out the Lethal Weapon shirt. Like that. That's it.
Well, then all proceeds will go to the printing of that. We'll make 3 shirts, 4 shirts, one for each of us.
All right.
That's sweet.
I'm in.
Best shirt ever.
Okay, so send Sonny money. Any other things you guys got going on?
Man, it's not for lack of trying. We've talked about writing. We've talked about obviously never playing a show again. I think it's all kind of up in the air. I just go where I'm told. I'm here. Yeah. I'm here so I don't get fined, right? So Just out here living
This
my
is
best
court
life.
mandated.
Yeah, this is my community service. I don't do anything. I'm a very private person. This is very, very weird for me to even do a podcast. Like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
We love
Nothing against
it.
you guys. Your podcast is great.
Sorry.
But
Way to go.
We don't interview people
Sorry.
much.
This is utter crap.
but yeah, no. So like I go to work and then I come home and hang out with my wife and kids. Just be an old man. Sometimes I get to see you guys at Furnace Fest.
Yeah. I liked hanging out with you. I ran into you almost every day at Furnace Fest.
Yeah, you were
like
stalking
I kept seeing
me.
you at like North 40. That's that brewing thing across the street, right? North 40.
That was great.
Yeah.
I would have
super good.
Honestly, I would go back to Furnace Fest just to sit there and not pay for the ticket to get in. Sorry, Mike, you didn't hear me say that.
Sorry, Zemer.
Yeah, and I saw you at Emo Night, but I was only there for a minute.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Yeah. I saw you dancing. I'm like, nope.
Whoa, we was dancing?
Yeah, people kept spilling my drinks, man.
Dude, yeah.
I was like Nick Offerman with the top hat on in Parks and Rec.
I'm sure that night ended with Shane crying.
It was emo night, you know.
Yes, absolutely.
I was not okay, I promise.
Yeah.
Zing!
Well, boys, in all seriousness, I do want to say, close your eyes. Your music, like Gary and I, like totally have really bonded over it a ton in college, and it's been awesome. We've definitely like have really connected with lyrics and music styles, and legit, I don't want to like toot horns, but like it's been a big influence in our life. So we really appreciate you and things you guys do, man. So thanks.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I swear, dude. I swear. I knew I didn't want to make it weird, but I had to say it.
No,
I had to say it.
We almost named our podcast Close Your Podcast.
Close your podcast.
Close your podcast. That's genius.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Genius.
Yeah.
No, I love the fact that like music can do that sort of thing, because
Yeah.
And we were just a bunch of stupid college kids listening to what we thought sounded cool and then trying to imitate it the best way that we could. Unless you're Sonny, then you're obviously too cool. Yeah,
Way too cool.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, man. No, it's pretty righteous. Like looking back and what social media has become, where it makes it so much easier to connect with people. Mm-hmm. And so I get to meet people who were supporters while we were on the road and stuff, and they share these stories of like, dude, I met y'all on this show at this date.
Yeah.
We talked about this, and I for some reason I have a pretty decent memory, so I typically remember a lot of that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, no, dude, yeah, we went to McDonald's afterwards because we're like, why not? Let's go hang out with these guys. And it's just cool because I had these experiences on the road with people that supported what we were trying to do, and just by coming to the shows. And at the time, maybe there's a thing thrown with Facebook or dare I say MySpace friend request.
Yes.
But like now it seems like, we're all older and lives have happened, and it's like, oh, hey man, I totally like, life has slowed down enough that like I enjoy reaching out and talking to people, whether they're supporters of the band or not.
Yeah.
And I just love hearing, just stories of people just, getting better, honestly, man. You kind of, it's just so in the front lines now of just like everybody is going through something. Like we are all united and we are all struggling. Like the one thing we all have in common is everybody has a struggle. And like it's become it's kind of this cool movement that I feel like has shifted the past few years, where like it's okay to admit that, and it's okay to like talk about something like that openly. And so I really, really enjoy those conversations. And when I hear people confront me or they reach out saying, hey man, at this time I was going through this and really dark time of my life, and something that I was a part of may have helped them get through something or help them, feel better, or maybe just get their mind off of it, just listening to some music that I was a part of, like that's huge for me. Yeah. Like personally, that is one of the highlights of my life.
Dude,
and it's so cool, now with like this, man. I mean, like you guys said, you guys were supporters of us. We hung out before you guys went to our show. It's so cool that we can kind of just come back and just, shoot the crap. It's like, hey, what's up? It's fine. Like those barriers that were once up before that I felt like are down, and we can like just get a hold of each other. Like I'm only a message away. Like I am on social media because I'm a loser, right? Like I need that.
I need validation.
I need validation. Reach out to me, please. No, and I really enjoyed just please like my things. And so, I tell people that all the time. Like, dude, I'm always a message away. Like, it doesn't talk about whatever. Like, I'm just a dude. We're all just dudes. We're all just a bunch
dudes.
We're all just dudes.
He's a dude.
And I think sometimes it's silly. Shane and I talk about this, and some people, put bands on a pedestal or whatnot. And honestly, unfortunately, there are some bands out there that do that are on that high horse or whatever. But we, as a band, we've always taken the time to just be idiots with people and just like have a good time and talk like this. Like this isn't anything new. Shane and I were doing this on the road for years, just talking with people, before the whole podcast thing. Yeah, we had to. Yeah, we had to talk with people, meet new people. Let's go eat somewhere. Like it's what we did. Yeah. Do you have a floor we can sleep on and food?
Yeah, no, it was cool, and I think like the biggest thing too, like between Gary, I'm speaking for Gary, like just made us feel something like this. Something needs to change. Like this isn't how it's supposed to be, And I think that was like the biggest thing. Is like, man, it's got to be better than what it is right now. Looking to our left and our right, like it's got to be better. And so we found hope in that, and appreciate that for sure.
Well, thank you for taking the time to listen.
Gary, that was so awesome having Sonny and Shane on the podcast.
Did you ever think we'd ever like interview those guys?
Truthfully, like if you were to ask me in summer of whatever that was, 2010 or whatever, like no, dude. Or even if you were to ask us when we first recorded the podcast and it was just our wives listening, like no. But I guess it wasn't just our wives listening, Other people were listening, like
apparently Sonny was listening, and
oh, that was so funny.
He really liked everything we had to say about their third album.
Yeah, that was so funny. That caught me off guard so hard, and I think like, but it goes to show like I really enjoyed having them on. They feel so genuine. They're super funny dudes, great
guys.
And I think like what could be really cool. There was so much more that I wanted to talk about just outside of Christmas episode, August Wing podcast. That we could probably have like a whole nother episode maybe with them on there.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I specifically, and going into the Christmas stuff, I thought it was really cool how like Sonny and Shane, like their Christmases and their favorite traditions like now revolve around their kids, right? And me and you, like we're in that same like time of life where we're totally seeing that too.
Yep. Sharing our traditions with our kids. And when Shane was talking about having his kid like watch the things that he watched when he was a kid and be like, oh no, it's not all new animation and like all fancy graphics, like my kid's gonna be bored. But to see your kid be just as enthralled in that and excited about like the Christmas season and watching these kids movies and claymation and that kind of stuff, and to just be like, that's cool, and it's really cool to share things with little versions of yourself.
Right. And the idea of like just starting those traditions, keeping them going, seeing your kids like hopefully eventually continue those traditions. I did think it was funny, like Sonny's tradition about going out and getting like these ornaments. He chooses like the absolute, craziest ornament he can, and they put it on the tree right then. Like my family, we do get ornaments every year, but it's when we go on vacation in the summer. And so we go to wherever Yellowstone and we get a moose ornament or whatever, bring it home, put it away in a box, forget it.
Yep.
And when Christmas rolls around, it's not even on our tree. And so we put it up like 2 or 3 years later. But it's a really cool, like, it's just awesome. What I love most about when we do this is hearing these traditions that other people do, and just like part of me being like, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, and knowing that, I don't know, like when we were like in college, right? We looked up to these guys.
Yeah.
Like just seeing that they're human, they're normal like the rest of us, like they have traditions, they have kids, they have jobs, like they're just like a regular person. And
right.
I think people put people on pedestals too much, and we could go on a whole other episode about that, but
and Sonny brought that up too, just like how cool it is with technology to be able to be like, man, like I get to hang out with these dudes that like my music like help them through stuff.
Yeah.
And so like I really appreciate that. Definitely want to thank Sonny and Shane for coming on the podcast, and hopefully we can get them back, but until then, I'm so stoked for next week, our part 2 of our Christmas series.
Yeah, but we're not going to tell you anything. You have to wait. I think our patrons actually know who all we interviewed, but for everyone else,
yes,
you got to wait till next week.
That's right.
So thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, you can buy us a cup of coffee by being a patron on our Patreon. Check out our social medias. Follow us on there. Other than that, have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, guys. Till next week.
Thank you for listening.